Welcome to BFDIA 5B Extended. This is a little bit of a different break from my usual content. Usually I'm posting Hearts of Iron 4 videos or like first-person shooter games that I play, but I wanted to actually just take the time to play through BFDIA 5B Extended. No, this is not regular 5B. If you've clicked on this video and are seeing this screen, it looks like regular 5B, but it's not. And you'll see when I start level 1 what I mean. Yep, there we go. Yeah, so about 4 or 5 years ago, I think, it was when I entered high school. I think it was summer vacation between high school and middle school. I created a 5B fan game. If you don't know what 5B is, which I'm sure you probably do if you clicked on this video, it's a platforming game that was an episode of the online series Battle for Dream Island Again. This game was never finished, and BFDIA 5 was never finished. The whole show was never finished. But for some reason, I really attached at the time to BFDIA, even though it was old. Like, I'm pretty sure BFB had already come out by that point. But I really attached myself to this game because of its aesthetics, and I just love Flash games as well. So it's been a very long time since I've worked on this project. If you check the Game Jolt page, it says that it's been about 3 years since the last update. And I always joke to myself that at some point I'm gonna finish this just out of spite. But yeah, I haven't updated the game in 3 years or so. It's probably more like 4 years. And I don't intend to at any point soon. It's just kind of a project of mine that it's really a time capsule, you know, of my work and who I was and my interests when I started working on this. I was fresh at my art high school, and I made this as just a little game because I was taking a 4-year course in game design at my high school. So, yep, I messed up again. This level's pretty hard. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about the design philosophy behind this game, in case anyone watching this actually has played 5B Extended before and didn't know that I made it, or that there was even someone out there who was willing to still talk about it. There wasn't much community fanfare around it, but it did actually get quite a few hits on Game Jolt. And as far as I know, this is the first 5B fan game. It's not anymore. There were a few fan games that were directly inspired by 5B Extended that I know of on Game Jolt, but as far as I can tell, and I could be wrong, I'm sure someone in the comments might tell me if I'm wrong, but I think that this was the first 5B fan game to exist, improper. It was discovered a long time ago that it was possible to mod the game, but I don't think anyone actually took it upon themselves to make a full level pack. You probably noticed right away that these levels look extremely similar to the ones in 5B. They're barely changed at all, and that's because I didn't know what I was doing at the time. I was just messing around, and I'm stuck. I was just messing around with learning the basics of how the game operated so I could make levels in it, and so a lot of these levels are barely edited from their originals. So, but the main difference that I am sure you've already noticed and are probably waiting for me to address if you're familiar with 5B is who I'm playing as right now. In regular 5B, you play as Book, and later you encounter Match. But I'm playing right now as Ruby. So I found out how to change characters in there, and Ruby is my favorite Free Smart character, so I changed it obviously to Ruby. But gosh, can I grab it, please? Okay, there we go. There we go. Yeah. So most of these levels have just been edited to make them playable for Ruby, because each character does have characteristics. Notably, their size and jump heights seems to be the most important thing. They all seem to have the same running speed, but they all have different sizes and jump heights. So Ruby is pretty heavy, apparently. Dang it. Ruby is pretty heavy. No offense, Ruby. And she's also sort of rectangle shaped. The game is broken down into squares, and I think she is 3x2, according to the grid system. Unlike Book, who is 2x2, so it's a little bit bigger. I don't like this level. I never like this level. But yeah, the level design for for this game is it's bad, and I don't mean that in a sense that the original is bad. I mean my edits are bad. Not like they make the game unplayable. They're just completely uninspired. But you know, I didn't know what I was doing. I'm pretty sure I was like 13 at the time, and I'm like 18 now. Let's turn 18, so I really just wanted to take a retrospective into the things that I did as a teenager as I move from high school to college. It's never too early to start writing your memoirs. That's what I always say. And I guess this is a form of that. I'm noticing right now that I say a lot when I'm not scripted. None of this is scripted. That's kind of the thing. None of this is scripted, so you will discover that I stutter a lot when I'm not scripted. That's okay. Because none of this game was scripted. I didn't plan any of this out. I used to be really active in the BFDI community. I'm not anymore. I still have a lot of nostalgia for the show, but it kind of fell off, I guess you would say, in my opinion. I still have a lot of respect for what Carrie and Michael do, but I'm really afraid to say I outgrew it, because I don't want to say that, but like also I kind of have to face the facts that maybe I did. Maybe I did. I don't know. But I still have a lot of nostalgia. My nostalgia mainly lies, though, in the older series. I know a lot of people, a lot of younger people than me, a lot of people born like in the 2010s, have nostalgia. Oh, playing as Bubble now, apparently. Yeah, so you can see Bubble's super floaty. And Bubble pops on like any surface, which is why Bubble is an absolute pain. And I really didn't playtest these levels enough, because Bubble's levels are very difficult. They're barely changed from Book's level, and there's a clear difference in playstyle here that I did not consider. I'm glad to say I made this pre-4-year game design course and not post, because I would be so embarrassed if this was all that I had to show for what I learned. Nah, but I don't have I don't have any nostalgia really for BFB or IDFB, or not IDFB, BFB and Teapot. Not that they're bad, they're very high quality. It's just that my nostalgia really lies with BFDIA. BFDIA was when I started watching BFDI. I started watching just before BFB came out. So all we had was IDFB and BFDIA. And I really loved playing 5B. Like, it's just a really genuinely fun game, I think, actually. Even though it was never finished. Which really disappoints me, actually. I really wish Carrie and Michael got around to actually finishing it. But you know, you have life. And that's one of the things that I had to come to learn, right? Because I remember when I was like 14, 15, right? I couldn't understand why Carrie and Michael weren't updating like this stuff anymore. Like, I just think to myself, like, well, why didn't they? Oh, this is the level where I made the spikes go weird. But I never understood, like, why did Carrie and Michael do that? Why they never just return to the series and finish it? And it's like, because life happens. That's why I upload to YouTube like once a month. It's because life happens, especially college, which I have just learned the hard way. It's really busy. Takes up a lot of your time. But yeah, I figured out how to edit the patterns of the little spike ball things, but I never figured out how to properly work it, so that one just kind of doubles back. That actually makes it a pretty interesting challenge, so I'd say that's a pretty good accidental change on my part. I was playtesting this before recording this on my laptop, and yeah, I died a lot on this level because of the stupid spike balls. So we might be here a little while. I also died a lot on level 8 companion, but thankfully I didn't do that this time. Just gotta remember to wait. If you're watching this, you're probably gonna be extremely bored from just the like repetitive droning music in the background, which I actually really love the music for 5B. For those of you that don't know, the background music for 5B is the announcement video's music that's been slowed down. I think they went into Audacity and used the Paul stretch to slow it down, and then added in the extra like leaf blowing sound effect. But it's just such a cool way of... God, not again. Nah. It's just such a interesting, cool way of doing it, in my opinion, now. Okay, we're gonna be here for a while. I'll just cut this part out.